Welcome back. So we're switching lanes, still focusing on national issues. This time we're looking at the petroleum sector. This week, we all woke up to the announcement. Was it? Okay, no, we actually walked into the announcement because it was in the middle of the day. So we came out from lunch to that announcement that the new price, pump price for premium motor spirit is no longer 86 naira 50 kobo, but now 145 naira per litre. There have been all kinds of reactions, and reactions, verbal reactions, physical reactions, financial reactions, emotional reactions, social reactions to that one statement. Many questions have also been asked, but let's see if we can draw some answers from the Nigerian National
Petroleum
Corporation, NNPC, and we have in the studio to help us answer some of this question, a Chief Operating Officer Downstream NNPC, Mr. Henry Obi. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, and thanks for having me on the program.
So, Henry, did you buy fuel coming here?
Not today. I didn't buy fuel. I did buy fuel yesterday.
At how much?
At 145.
Where?
Per litre. In Lagos.
In Lagos?
Yes.
Oh. Did you enjoy the fact that you paid about 67% more than you used to pay for fuel?
Well, one thing is I didn't have to queue, so that was good news. I bought at the mobile station next to Mobile House in Victoria Island, and there were just a few cars on the forecourt when I drove in. So at least I was pleased to be able to find fuel. I didn't have to queue for 3-4 hours like we had done in recent times.
Did you fill your tank?
I got it up to full tank. Yes, I filled my tank.
How much did you used to pay for a full tank?
In the past, it would take me about 5,000.
How much did you pay yesterday?
I think yesterday we paid a little bit more, 6,500 or so. But I had some fuel in the tank as well.
So if it was empty, you'd be paying almost 10,000 naira.
I'm not sure. You have to do the math.
Okay. The Vice President has, in today's paper, we read that he said that this increase has nothing to do with subsidy. Even though we had heard that it had. Earlier we heard it had. Now he says it hasn't. So what has it to do with? Why are we having to pay so much for fuel? And the way fuel is in Nigeria, it affects everything else. Transportation has doubled. Food prices have doubled. Meanwhile, salaries are at the same spot. They're stagnant.
I think the fundamental reason why this became necessary was because of Forex, the unavailability of Forex, and the difficulty the private sector operators had with opening lines of credit to import fuel. So what ultimately happened, and this started at the back end of last year, in the third quarter of 2015, and of course we saw the resultant effect on the fuel queues and the lack of supplies inland. Ultimately, NNPC became the supplier of last resort. And NNPC historically would provide about 48% to 50% of the volumes in the market. And we woke up and NNPC had, was doing well over 90% of supplies into the market. And NNPC wasn't designed or built to play that role. So of course, did not have the infrastructure or the resourcing to manage that. So what ultimately happened was that we consistently breached the supply chain, resulting in inadequate supplies inland. And we saw the queues at the service stations. That created a huge differential between the official price and what people readily bought at service stations, especially outside the state capitals. We saw prices go to 150 to 300. We just couldn't bear the pain of seeing Nigerians go through that month on month through time.
Okay, so would you say, is this a full deregulation of the system?
It's not a deregulation. This is a correction of the situation we had in the market. Because again it was back to Forex. Because the corporation had did a lot of things. We had tried a lot of actions to try and correct the situation. We had gotten to a point where NNPC was using 445,000 barrels a day, which is, the allocation of crude for domestic consumption. And over and above that was beginning to take a bit of crude from the Federation to supplement the needs of meeting that responsibility we suddenly woke up to, which was providing, all the PMS supplies for the market. And that created funding and remittance gaps to the Federation account.
So what you've just mentioned a couple of things here, which I think might need some clarification. So you say the issues with Forex, inavailability of Forex, led to a gap in supply. And so this is just a way to correct that anomaly. But there is still no Forex available. The CBN still has its grip on the Forex market.
Now, what this has created is an opportunity for the private sector operators, or indeed any Nigerian entity that has an intent to import fuel, to go and source Forex from secondary sources, and in doing that, bring the product into the country to improve our supply situation in Nigeria. Historically, everybody had to source Forex from the CBN. Now, this pricing structure, this new framework, allows players to independently source their Forex outside of the CBN.
So is it another way of inadvertently recognizing the black market?
No, this is not recognizing the black market. This is just encouraging additional inflows into the country. This is allowing people, investors, to go out there and do business on their own terms outside, because clearly, with the price of crude, the lower revenues to the federal government from that reduction in crude pricing, the CBN could not cope with providing Forex for every single liter of gasoline that came into the country. And that's why we ultimately woke up with those gaps in the supply chain.
Okay. Now, the Vice President has said that this has nothing to do with subsidy. Okay. So, is PMS still subsidized?
Today's rate...
In light of this new regime?
No. With the current pricing framework that we started implementing a couple of days ago, it eliminates the need for government. There's absolutely no subsidy on it, because that's based on people being able, it's on import parity, which means people can actually go out and import gasoline into the Nigerian market.
Okay.
And recover their costs at the pump.
How was 145 arrived at? Because the jump seems like quantum.
That's based on the current cost of crude oil and the current cost of refined products on the global market, and then recognizing all the additional costs like transportation and the refining process, all the way to the local activities or the processes that happen in like lightering and so on, that ensures that import actually gets into inland tanks and ultimately to the service stations and to the consumers. So it's a collation of those costs.
Is government still paying transportation?
Well, the PEF is still in place. The Petroleum Equalization Fund is still there, and that reimburses the cost of transporting products around the country. So that's why.
But why?
It's a basis. That's the foundation for uniform pricing around the country. Yeah.
Okay.
But there cannot be uniform pricing around the country anymore, because you have given a window. You said not more than 145. So depending on how much I get my foreign exchange and how much my expenses are, I may be able to sell at 120.
I understand we have a phone call. Hello? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, my name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Port Harcourt. I just want to ask your guest a question. I overheard the Vice President say this is not about subsidy removal. We know that if subsidy is removed, there will be an increase in the cost of PMS. So PMS has been pegged at 145 per liter. So what exactly is the government trying to achieve? My second question is it that subsidy has not been removed or subsidy has been removed? But let's really know what the whole idea, what the whole essence of the increase in PMS is.
Okay. Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
The increase in the cost of PMS, or the pump price, was based on a review of the pump price build-up. Now, the 86.50, that was the official selling price prior to now, was based on an official exchange rate of 197 naira to the dollar. Now,